So, hello everybody and welcome. It's me, Martin Cross, on Crossy's Corner with a fantastic guest today, Jack Hargreaves, double world champion from the Australian Four. Really stoked to have you on the broadcast this morning, Jack.
No, it's good to be here, Martin. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, so let's just get the times right. So it's the evening in, I get you in Canberra, yeah?
Yeah. So it's 7 p.m. at the moment. So we're just winding down for the day.
Yeah. So you've had a day of training. What's it been like? What's your sessions been like today?
We had a row this morning, which is just a few pieces this morning in the pair. I'm rowing with Alex Purnell at the moment. And then we came back and did just an ergo in the middle of the day, just a steady ergo.
Yeah.
About 45 minutes, and then just weights this afternoon. So yeah, just a standard day, really.
Yeah. So are you knackered now, or is that okay?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. This week, yeah, we're not doing a hell of a lot of training at the moment, so we're able to get through it not too bad. But yeah, that's a normal day, really. Just those kind of that rhythm of sessions. So not too bad.
And how come you're in a particular? Are you in that pair with Alex for a set block of time, or do you change your pairs quite often? How does that work?
So you do row with most people where you're here. You get to early on in the season, you might switch and change week to week, or have 2 weeks in combination, switch around. But since we've been back, which is about 10 weeks now, I've been rowing with Alex Purnell the whole time. So just to really get a combination going. Over a long period of time, you can get things going well. So so at the moment, we're kind of just sticking with the same pair partner for a long time to try and work on things.
And are you sat in the bow seat behind him?
Yeah, no, they don't trust me up the front. My steering's not too good, so I stroked a pair when I was at under 23s, in the Australian level. But that was the last time, really.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk to you later about how you get on with the pairings and that particular kind of technique that you're trying to perfect the way you row in Australia. But I kind of wanted to touch. We were chatting earlier before we went live on about the British squad and the news about Jurgen Grobler, or the shock news about Jurgen Grobler retiring.
Yeah, I don't know. It must be a pretty big deal for those guys over there, and be kind of hard for them not having someone at the leading the way. But I'm sure that the British Federation will find someone to fill that spot, and we'll probably do a pretty good job. I'm sure. Yeah, it would be hard for us if we lost our head coach. So I don't know. It is a big shock, and I think we're all quite surprised as well over here. It just seemed a year out to step down. So
I know.
Yeah.
We couldn't work out. I mean, the sense was that Jurgen wanted to carry on. Whether it was they didn't offer him a 1-year contract to carry on to Tokyo, or whether they made some sort of condition that he felt he was, unable to sign up to. But he'd been working with those guys during lockdown, and I think what they needed when they came back was just to have something definite and solid to come back in.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be hard for them, I'm sure. It would be. It'd be something coming back from being in lockdown back into the training centre, then having a new system being put in place or a new coach would be pretty foreign and make things a bit harder than what they probably should be. So, yeah.
And he had this kind of amazing record in almost every Olympics that he coached at. He ended up coming back with a gold medal, which, you talk to the athletes, and on the day of racing, they were so confident in themselves because of,
because of him.
Yeah, exactly so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure, that's something they're going to have to deal with, is if they can get that same kind of confidence from their new head coach.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting on the other side of the fence, so I'm just going, yeah. It's like, you know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to be a dickhead, but you know, like it's just like I don't know. It would be tough for them. It definitely would be tough for them.
Yeah, how do you guys react? You know, because I did see a thing about you know, when some of the British guys have been doing ergos and they posted time sub 540.
Mm,
I think Tom George and Mo Sabihi then beat Tom George's record.
yeah,
Um, and James Cracknell's kind of tweeting, "Oh, the opposition, the Germans are going to be worried about that, or the Australians about
yeah,
this." I mean, how do you guys react when you see people do pull times like that?
yeah. I don't know. Like ergs are one thing. Definitely, like there's a lot of fit people in the world, but it comes down to how you actually move the boat, really.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we've got guys over here that've cracked 540 this year, and
Oh, really?
yeah, so like it's not like it's a big thing, but like it's happened. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's pretty impressive. I was going to ask you because sometimes it's sometimes awkward to say. You know, people don't like saying what their 2K times are. How do you
yeah.
feel about saying what your 2K time is?
Oh, I'm fine with it. I got about a second PB this year. I got like 547, so
Oh, wow.
I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted 545, but it just didn't really happen on the day. I thought I could have. I thought I was going to get there in the last 100 meters. I just fell apart a bit. But
Yeah,
anyway, it doesn't. Yeah,
yeah.
that doesn't really worry me if people know how what my score is.
You
Yeah.
know, people have sometimes they have a preference, or do you do a 5K
Mm.
test as well, or is it?
Yeah, we do a 5K, but it's quite early in the season. Like, so we have a break from after Worlds,
Yeah.
and then we do like probably about 2 or 3 months of training. Then we do a test. But for me, my system, I think that a 5K test is definitely more my speed.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah, I think like it's not. I don't think my score is that good, but I prefer the 5K test.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. I just a bit of lower rate and a bit more. I don't know, a bit more length and power. I kind of like that test more than a 2K.
Well,
Definitely.
yeah, yeah. I thought,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, one thing, Jack, when when lockdown happened, and you know, people went away from the National Training Centre, had you been selected already for your Olympic boats? Did you know what boat you were in?
Yeah. So we've had selections, and then I can't remember how many weeks there were. It's all a bit of I forgot. It would have been about 3 or 4 weeks maybe that we were back at training at the centre, and so yeah, we had selections, came back for about 4 weeks, and then we were told that to go back to our home states. But yeah, so we were selected in boats that were, if they performed well overseas, they would stay the same. So we'll pick back in the four.
Oh, you were back in the
So
four. And was that the same four as 2018 or 2019?
it was Alex Hill, myself, Spencer, and then Alex Purnell was in the bow seat.
Oh, so
So
slightly different information.
yeah, it was slightly different from 2018 and 2017. But yeah, it wasn't it hadn't been put forward to the Australian Olympic Committee or whatever. It was just, but it was like if we performed well overseas, so if we won our races overseas, we would have been set forward to the games in that boat.
Yeah.
But lockdown happened, and so yeah, it just kind of after that they were just like, I don't think the selection was like, I don't know. Yeah, it's we're all back in the. It's not those boats aren't anymore. It's like we have to go back to normal training. It's like we would have just finished the world champs kind of thing or Olympic Games. We're back to just like, so we have to go back through the selection process early next year.
How did you get your head around all the stuff about the Olympics not happening and being postponed? I mean, what was that like for you?
Yeah, I don't know. My thing is, if it goes forward, then that'd be great. But I don't know. You got to just look at the world, and people like dying and losing their jobs, and so countries are falling apart. So you can't really be too upset about not going to the Olympics and rowing a boat down a course. So Like
Yeah,
it was hard. It was hard, but I just there's bigger stuff going on. Like,
yeah.
but
Do
I
you,
just think
do
what
you
was
have a,
that?
do you have a gut feel about whether the games are going to happen next year or not?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I have a friend of mine. His dad works in the AOC, and he's my friend's pretty confident that, and I've talked to his dad, and he's like, yeah, we're going for it. Like it's going to happen.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. You never know. It could kind of like all settle down a bit, or it could spike again. Like in Australia, we've had another spike down in Melbourne over the last couple of weeks,
yeah,
and they've gone to point back in the lockdown. So you'd have no idea.
yeah.
So you're just
And,
going to kind of just keep training, and hopefully,
yeah,
hopefully it does go ahead.
and I guess you're of an age where you've got more than this, because this will be your first Olympics if you go to Tokyo, but you've got more than at least more than one Olympics in you.
One more after this.
Yeah, or at least.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think so. I'd like to think so. But then aren't they shortening the course after Paris? Isn't that what they're
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, it's not a 5K course, that's for sure.
Well, aren't they shortening in LA? Aren't they going to?
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's probably not going to suit me at all. So I don't think I would be very good at that. But
the way you guys race at your best in that four, if you hit that sort of pace, no one's going to touch you.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, if we all stick around till then, but yeah, maybe another go around. I guess the turnaround from Tokyo to Paris will it's only 3 years,
Yeah,
so it won't be too much of a it was like you looking when you finish after Rio, there's like looking down another 4 years. Like I didn't go to the games, but it's just like you're looking 4 years ahead. But I
yeah,
guess 3 years seems a little bit easier.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Now, one thing I've been really burning to ask you, Jack, is because I couldn't understand. I don't know whether you must have done loads of postmortems. I couldn't understand your performance at the Worlds last year because you were in a four. I know there were some changes and things, but you had a decent World Cup season. You had a decent semi-final, I think, at the Worlds. I seem to recall you won that.
Yeah, we won. The semi was quite a good race. I think after that we finished that race, and I was like, we did that quite easily. Like we only won by about a length, but it was like I don't know. I didn't think we really tapped in that much.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think maybe the chopping and changing to the season probably didn't help us that much. Like we only changed a few people in the boat, but we changed. Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't. Maybe the time in the combination. I know the years before we just had we were the set crew from the start to the finish, and that really helped us.
yeah,
We had something. We had like a plan B, kind of thing. If our first plan wasn't going ahead, we could go plan B, and we could still get the job done. But I think in 2019 we just I don't think we had enough time to get that plan. Have that backup plan to just
yeah,
we can still get it across the line. Still get the job done. We still as a squad, we still qualified all the boats and stuff, but it would have been nice to walk away with still have that undefeated. Have the four undefeated for the 3 years leading into the games, but I don't know, just it really added a big log to the fire, really, for all of us.
It seemed like, I'm going to get you to talk through your 2018 race, which was a fantastic contest in the end between you and Italy, as it turned out. But in 2019, you just weren't there at 500. You were back sort of level with that American four. I mean, I'm just sort of struggling because you've been so consistent, and then if there was something in the rain, if one of you guys wasn't feeling so hot, or because you can't put your finger on.
I don't know. I just can't really put my finger on it. Really, I just maybe we had probably too much expectation on ourselves. Maybe I'm really not sure. It's because we weren't in front, because normally at that 500 meter mark we were always always had like a few seats or a seat at least on the rest of the field. And then during that race, we didn't have that margin. And it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, we're going to come maybe like panic stations, maybe like set in a bit. And it was like, it kind of spiraled down a bit. Because, the 1500, we weren't that far out of the medals. I think we're like just off we're there, but I think maybe, I'm just not, still haven't really thought about it that much. I only watched the race maybe once, half watched it, and then turned it off, and I was like, so that's it really.
Tony Ward, who's a guy that rose out of my club down at Molesey, he asked me to ask you about the way that the high rating has evolved in your crew over sort of from 2017 onwards.
Go
on.
I really, everyone always asks, it's like, why you rate so high? So, because I don't know,
is that Alex like, Hill, or is that Alex Hill and you, or is that
I really don't know. I think Healy really stokes it up a bit. But it's just the way we attack things. Like we've always been, especially 2017, 18, it was always like get to the front, get out in front, like you control the race. I don't know, maybe just a bit of adrenaline. Like I really, we don't sit there before a race and go, we need to come down at 40, 42. It's just like, I think, it's a sign to me that we're moving well together. If we can move along at 42 a minute, 42 strokes a minute, but it doesn't feel like that, then that's a good thing to me. Because we just like, I don't know, people don't think it's a good idea. It's like whatever. But if it feels nice to us and we're moving together and we think it's like okay, then it's definitely not a race plan of us. And we've been told to try and drop the rate a bit, but I think we get a bit excited during the race and we just kind of like it just goes out the window and we just all right, let's just go then. So I don't know. I don't think it's it might be Healy and me. I don't know, or Spencer as well. He always has a high rating. So
because it's interesting, I mean, we'll talk about later. We'll talk about your final of the Grand with you and the Romanians, because both of you, the Romanian 8 have developed this style of coming down at sort of 43 strokes a minute. It's like there's more crews that are rating higher.
Well, I think it was in 2017. It was like the average rate went up a massive amount, didn't it? Or was it 2018? One of the years the rate went through the roof. I don't know. We never talked about it. It just happened.
John West, who was he used to coach the British Four that they won the Worlds in 2011, and he reckoned their optimum rate. I think they did 5:47 in still just before the Worlds, and he kind of said their optimum rate's 35 because the more times you go in, the more you're slowing the boat down on the catch. And so he was kind of saying, for his crew anyway, he thought 35 optimum rate.
Well, our kind of thing would be we'd always talk about like not letting the boat die. So like just trying to keep that stern out of the water the whole time. And I don't know, maybe it's for us, we just found our best speed. It was like off our start, our transition was like just hold at a high cadence. Maybe it came into a bit to our race plan. Like our race plan was very I don't know. It was just maybe our race plan kind of kept the beat up for a fair bit.
Yeah.
But we just seemed to get our best like race speed in a race situation at just a high cadence. So